We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Jack and Jill here.
hello. Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk.
I'm Steve and Jack Pizzella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today's topic, how much land acquisition due diligence is too much?
This comes up. You know what's, I wanted you to know, this is not a newbie question. This has come up this week in
Career Path.
We
spent an hour on this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of week, because this week we also had our advanced call too. I don't think it comes up too much there, but I think it does. I think that we touched on it in both environments this week, and that's why we want to talk
There's a
about
deeper issue, a rooted psyche type issue under what's going on here, which I'll talk about when Jill's done here. Before we get into it, though, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
By the way, did you know we have now solved your data pulling and scrubbing and getting sold and active comps, fill in the blank, so you can accurately price your mailer and get it in the mail? It's called concierge pricing. Is that the right name?
Concierge Data and Concierge Data Plus.
There we go.
What's the plus? The plus is from start to finish, we get it in the mail for you.
Yep, exactly. So where do you find out more? Go to owners.com and you'll find everything there. And there's a phone number there. Give them a call. Or you can also send a note to support@owners.com.
I will tell you, we every month, how many orders we process for concierge doubles.
Yeah,
it doubles in it. And recently we asked the staff, who's the customer?
Yeah.
Who is concierge?
Are they brand new people, or who's doing
and
it?
they said the vast majority are people that just want to outsource their mailing operation. They're
pros.
They're
busy pros.
They're longtime Land Academy members that aren't interested in doing a mailer anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not just someone that can't figure it out. They know what to do. They just don't want to do it. So you're not nuts. Start there. Yep. All right. So here's the question. Wanjiku
Sure.
wrote, okay. Hi there. I'm calculating price per acre in a zip code. And the prices are ranging wildly from $500,000 to $5,000. How can I get the most efficient, accurate measure of price per acre for a 1,500 unit count mailer?
Incredibly good question and concise. When you go out to solve for the retail price per acre in any given zip code, because you're going to send mail there, you can't just throw a dart at a board. You need to know where to start when you price a mailer. And so the way to do that is to get active listings in a zip code and sold listings in a zip code. You take them all together in a spreadsheet, you get averages or means, however you'd like to use it, and you determine that zip code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, properties that have sold there for the last 12 months or active, the price per acre is $2,200. So I'm going to offer something lower than that because I'm going to sell it for $2,200 or even lower. Well, great. What happens when one of my comparison values is $1 million? One of my comparison values is $5,000. This happens a lot. This is an extreme example. A more realistic example is one sold for $25,000, one sold for $15,000, one sold for $32,000, and so my average might be too high, might be too low. This is what you have to do in an extreme situation. You really need to dig deeper. You need to then get all the data in one place and look into block by block pricing or APN based pricing if it's in a rural area. You have to really, really dig in and find out. Otherwise, you run a pretty serious risk of overpricing your mailer, which you don't want to do. That's option one, and that's what I do. Option two is you say, you know what? I'm just going to offer 10% and see what comes back. And we ran our company that way for years and years and years and years and years, very, very successfully. The dartboards are out of our offices now because we have access to all this data because data tree is relatively new.
There's different things on the dartboard now.
Yeah. Yes,
Not
there
a
are.
map. It might be a photograph.
There might be a picture of a governor.
Yeah. Someone running for office. There we go.
It's a great question.
Maybe the Cox bill. That's on the dartboard.
Yeah. If you're, go to Discord if you're a member and look at the answers, how people answered it. They basically answered it the way I did, but I will tell you, if you have a 1,500 unit surgical mailer, it's not so bad to just go in there and price them all individually. It can be very, very successful. You're going to have a great success rate if you do that, if you price it right.
Cool.
Today's topic, how much land acquisition due diligence is too much? This is the meat of the show.
You know what's interesting? This kind of ties into the question a little bit, because when he's running the mailer, right, he's got it all priced out and staring at the end product and realizing I offer too much, I offer too little. Part of that is a little bit of due diligence, as you're checking your mailer, testing for reason is what we call it, and making sure if these offers go out and they come back, if these all went out and they came back signed, would I buy it? Do I like these numbers?
Before Jill really gets into the actual due diligence and how much is too much, there is this underlying issue here, and it has to do with personality. I had a lot of years ago, I went to my lawyer, who's also one of my good friends. And I don't even remember what it was about, but I said, there's this thing going on and I got to deal with it. And after I got done ranting and stuff, he looked at me and said, you need to care a lot less in general about everything. You're going to be a happier person.
I totally agree.
For some reason, this due diligence topic, for a certain personality type, and I think in the real core root of it is confidence. If you buy a piece of property for too much money and end up selling it for less, it doesn't happen. I haven't heard of it happening really ever, the way that we do it. But if that actually happens, is it the end of the world? Does it mean that you're a terrible land investor and a bad person? And, do you take it personally? No. You laugh about it and buy another one and make up for it. So I don't understand this. It goes beyond a regular learning curve. I don't understand taking 2 weeks to look at a piece of property to see whether or not you're going to buy it. Because if you look at it for 2 weeks, you won't buy it.
You'll find something wrong.
You will not buy it. You'll find something wrong. That's right.
That's true. Well, I mean, before we get into the real topic, even think about where, your house, even, where we live right now. You get into it, you think you're only going to do these renovations, and you decide to do these renovations. If we really sat down ahead of time, because you don't do that. You fall in love with the neighborhood, you fall in love with the white picket fence, you fall in love with the school district, the size. There's a couple that look, it's more closets than we had. If you really, you know what I mean?
More closets?
Yes. It could be something like that. Come on, this is how girls pick houses, and that's what goes on.
Closets?
Sure.
Are you serious, Jill?
Are you kidding me? Oh, that could be. Are you flipping? You don't know that?
No, I don't know that.
Goodness.
Never thought about closets in my life.
Because you're a man. Thank goodness. But my point is, you could pick apart anything. I'm not kidding. If you really try to.
Do not look into your relationship this hard.
Oh, yeah. Just like that. Exactly. Yeah. Do not sit there and pick apart your significant other at the dining room table tonight and go, damn, I could have done better. Because if you try, you probably will realize you could. So let me end this one little thing and I'll dive in. My mom told me a long time ago, I was like, something I was going to buy. And I was really into it. She's like, okay, before I say anything, do you want me to justify pro this or con? How do you want me to go? Because I can sell you either way. I'm like, she's right. So that's really true. So back to the real topic here is, how much due diligence is too much? Okay, here's what I want you to do. Due diligence is the offers go out, the signed letters or phone calls or things come back. You have a seller, you have an agreed upon price, whether or not it's the price that you started with, you got a price out of them because you did everything right. And now you're trying to decide, do I want to buy the property? And you're really doing your real due diligence. So there's 2 phases. Phase 1 is minutes. Phase 2 is where people get hung up, I think. Well, they turn phase 1 into phase 2 into phase 8, which is stupid. So there should be 2 phases, and that's all. Phase 1 is minutes. Phase 1 is, okay, I got this price. I know I offered 25. The guy wants 40. Well, if it's worth 150, I could do 40. Let me go do some more digging now. Let me look at the property. Does it have the 6 A's? And this is minutes. This is you on Parcel Fact, and then you push that button where it automatically takes you to Google Earth. You can look around even more on Google Earth. You can drop a guy down there. You could maybe scroll back over the years, see if there's anything on the property, all the little things that you do. And for me, it's 3 to 5 minutes. For you, it might be 15, 20 minutes. I'm good with that because you're new.
Half hour.
That's fine. Totally fine with that. That's it though, by the way. And that's your level 1 due diligence. And you went through all, like I said, you went through all the 6 A's, and you're like, I don't see anything wrong with this. Now I'm going to move it forward. That's your...
Including the price.
Yeah. Your initial thoughts are, you know what, this price is $40,000. This guy might not be nuts, because I see some other value here that he just pointed out to me. The proximity to this, it does have a creek, and wow, I see these waterfront properties do command more money. Fill in the blank, So that's level 1. So. And that's it now. And you had 20 to look through this week because you did everything that we told you, and 5,000 offers went out, right? So now of these 20 that you got back, you got 5 that you're taking to your level 2 due diligence. This is where the problems really start. People start going, well, let's see what the zoning is. Let me call the county. And they said this.
I wonder if this legal description is correct.
And then we do this. Oh, I wonder,
it perked over here, but it didn't perk on the other side.
Maybe I should do a survey. Maybe I should call around and see how long it's going to take to get a survey.
Maybe I should clear the land so it shows better.
That's a good idea. Maybe I should do that. You go down all these things you don't necessarily need
the
to
county
do.
said we can build a house, and the setbacks are this, but...
I need to measure myself.
Can I really?
Oh, I need to really...
Can I really build a house?
Do you know there's a tool on Google Earth that I can sit and figure out the setbacks myself, and I can almost draw my own... I should draw a blueprint of the house.
I just don't know if I should buy this property.
So
what if I'm wrong? What did I miss?
And
Why isn't there a checklist? Why doesn't Jill have an absolute checklist for every property where I can go down the list, check them off, every single one, and get to the bottom, and then I know for sure I'm going to make money?
Anyway, you see where we're going. You could be lost. You could go down that rabbit hole for weeks, especially a simple little thing like, what can it be used for? Ag? I don't understand what this code is. Is it agriculture? Is it recreation? Is it this? Is it that? So you call the county and the guy's not there. You leave a message. You wait for him to call you back, by the way. So you could, and I've seen it, you could accidentally come up for air, and now you spent 32 hours this week on this one property. And guess what? And then in the end, the math doesn't work, or seller changes his mind. Yeah. Things happen. Time is really important here for 2 reasons. One, your time. Your time is so valuable that you can't be doing this. You're going to do your very, very best, make some decisions. If you have any questions about it, then you need to solve that issue, and if it's an issue that can be solved, do it. And often it can be solved with money.
The best way to hedge off risk in a land acquisition is to do a lot of deals.
Right. Get yourself so busy.
Really, really off chance with all the tools and resources that we have to prevent you from making a bad decision is to offset that risk by doing 20 deals.
Right. So my 2 things are, I gave you one. My 2 things were, why time is important, and you can't go down this rabbit hole and spend all your time on one property, or even the 20. This is your whole month, right? What's going to happen? All you did was do due diligence this month. Congratulations, you haven't bought anything. And 2, you give people time to change their minds. You give them time to back out. You give them time to answer somebody else's call, or something like that. If that happens, I've been in this situation, and let me tell you, give you a good example. I've been in this situation where I got a guy, we've been talking, we agreed on a price. My price was $5,000. And we're ready to roll. And he says, I just got an offer in the mail, Jill. This guy wants to give me 20. I said, congratulations, take it. I said, but you and I both know that. This guy hasn't done any work. You and I have been talking for a week now. I'm ready to go. We agreed on 5, and I'm ready to pay you $5,000. And here's how we're going to do it and how fast it's going to close. And you think that this guy is going to really be 20. He's got to dig in, do his due diligence. How much time is that going to take? And is his 20 still going to be 20? We all talked about that. We all know that it's really not worth that much, and here's why. And the guy said, let me call you tomorrow. And he slept on it and called me the next day and said, I realize you're right. I'll take your 5. So you need to act on this. So like I said, 2 things why you can't do it. Your time is valuable, and you need to move on these properties. You need to keep them going through the system. You need to keep these sellers engaged and buy them and turn them. That's the whole thing here. How much time is too much? Like I said, 20 hours. I think 20 hours is too much. So my my level due diligence is phase 1, 3 to 5 minutes. Phase 2, 2 hours. All in. And it's not even me, it's my team. And that might be 2 hours of making a call to the county, waiting for the call back, checking with a couple brokers' opinions, by the way. That counts in those 2 hours of your time. That's all I want you to spend.
To make it even more simple, phase 1 is the 6 A's, and phase 2 is use. Can this property be used for fill in the blank?
Or any A that you have to figure out. Like maybe I don't know about the access. I think I see physical. I know there's physical. I had a guy go out there and take pictures for it. So I know there's physical access.
That's it.
Now I got to dig in a little bit more on the legal access. So there you go. Oh, that did go long. Sorry, I got all excited. Happy you could join us today, 5 days a week. You can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow's Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about what is your financial end. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. You have to have a financial end. Otherwise, you'll go nuts. You will go crazy before you get rich.
Yeah, I was talking.
You want to get rich, then go crazy.
I talked to these 2 gals the other day as they were getting ready to join Land Academy. We were talking numbers and the numbers that they've been doing, and they've been doing all kinds of deals in California, and they're both real estate agents, and they're hung up on these big deals that take a long time to close. So we did some math together, and it was really cute. And they were throwing around, this ties into tomorrow's show. We did some math together, and I had to talk to them and say, look, if you 2 can't live on $100,000 a month, we got to talk. And they both laughed and said, all right, we get it. You're right, kind of thing. Because they're working really hard, and you don't have to work that hard to hit that. And I laid it all out, and they said, oh, we get it, we see it. So thank you for tuning in. We would, by the way, love to connect with you on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a really cool, fun environment where we are live on the 1st and 3rd Thursdays. It's kind of like a radio show on your phone where you can just raise your hand and pipe in and talk to us. So 1st and 3rd Thursday of every month at 12 o'clock Pacific time. Go to Clubhouse, get the app, find the Land Investing Club, follow that, and follow us.
We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.